What is poppin' fight fans, and welcome to another episode of the Mystic Hour Live. And I am joined by a martial arts legend, and I'm so glad that he came on the show today. You know him, the big man at the pit, the master at the pit. He coached Chuck Liddell in 2005 to a light heavyweight championship, and to Glover Teixeira into 2021 to a light heavyweight championship. My man, John Hackleman.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, thanks. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
It's been a, it's been a run or a journey. Journey. Everybody uses the word journey now. I'll use the word journey. Yeah, it's been a journey.
Absolutely. 17 years in between two championships, which is amazing. I
Yeah.
always feel like, why is John Hackleman not getting interviewed more? Do you ever feel that? Like you should probably be on spoken about more, honestly, throughout the mixed martial arts history?
Not really. I consider myself more of a karate guy because I teach martial arts at a martial arts gym, and it's like a mom and pop martial arts gym. We got kids from 3 years old all the way to 80, well, no, 73, 77. We got a 77-year-old. So from 3 to
Wow.
77, we do our belts, we do our traditional martial arts. And the MMA has always been, it used to be boxing and kickboxing back in the 80s when I first started, but it's always just been, it's been my hobby. So I don't even put, when then Chuck came, he came into my gym as a martial arts guy. Next thing you know, he wants to fight, and I've had some fighters in the past, but not really. I think I think I'm good. I think I'm good for where I am and what I've accomplished. And I think the fighting thing is a real small thing. It just happens that big names, but it's it hasn't been a big part of a part of my life, but it is and plus people don't like me. That could be it. That could be a part of a reason. That could be part of the reason. People just don't like me. Oh shit! I didn't even think of that
That's
one.
that's
That
crazy.
is
I
that's.
couldn't believe that one.
I think that's partly true. I mean, some people just I rub people the wrong way.
Well, you've done amazing things with these fighters in the octagon, and you fought yourself in the ring back in the 80s, as you said. Did you ever feel like you wanted to be in the octagon? You know, you saw Chuck go in there. Did you ever feel that maybe if that
No.
was a little bit more popular in your day, you would have gotten there?
I might have gotten there, but I wouldn't have liked it. I mean, I don't like. I never really liked fighting. Like, it's just kind of a path that I went on for a lot of reasons, um, but it wasn't something I ever liked doing. Like Chuck loved to fight. He was like at home right before a fight, going out to the cage, in the cage. He loved it. He loved the whole thing. Didn't love training as much. Like Glover loves training. He loves the build up to the fight. He loves the week of the fight. He loves being in the dressing room before the fight. He loves everything about it, as most of my fighters do, and that's why they're doing it. I hated every second of training for a fight, cutting weight for a fight, in the dressing room, walking out to the ring. I hated it all. But so no, I don't think I would have. At the stage I was in when MMA came out, I was never even looked at it and said, "Hey, I'd like to do that." Never, ever, ever. I'm so glad this came up after my fight career was over because this would have been a living hell for me. It
Yeah, and
really would have.
you spoke about Glover there. You had Chuck, Court McGee. Um, there's another coach in Colorado, Trevor Whitman, who has a small amount of people that he coaches. Do you feel that it's better to have, a smaller amount of people to coach when having fighters in the UFC or in MMA?
I think like my guys right now, and like the Chuck days when Chuck started getting big, we had to like import people to train with and stuff. Mainly they came from AKA because that was our sister gym because we all had the same manager, Dwayne Zinkin, who was I think the best manager of that day. Um, but but it was yeah. I mean, I think it's better because they get more attention, but then they get less resources. So I think it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. I mean, I think small gyms like my guys now, I have just a handful of guys, and they get a lot of attention from me and guys like Antonio Banuelos, who's the captain of the team, and he was a UFC fighter, top level fighter in every aspect of the game. And since there's only a handful of them, they get a lot of one-on-one attention from us. So in that case, I think they're really lucky, and I think they're better that way. But then you don't have a lot of resources to pull from, like sparring partners. Well, this guy's like this, so we have a guy at our gym that's like that, so let's bring him in to spar with him and drill with him. We don't get that, so we'd have to, you have to make that happen, or somebody has to fight outside of the way he would normally fight in training, so we could have sparring partners that can mimic our guys. So that might be a little downfall, but I think the good outweighs the bad in the one-on-one. Like Trevor, I mean, like uh, she's the female fighter that Trevor Whitman has.
Rose
Um,
Namajunas.
the what's her nickname? I like her nickname, like
Thug Rose. Thug
Thug.
Rose.
Thug, yeah, like Thug. Thug has is so lucky because not only is she really good, but she has like her boyfriend or husband, right?
Pat
Pat
Barry.
Barry and Trevor Whitman, like training her. Like she has 2-on-1. Like at say American Top Team, you got like one trainer and 20 fighters. She has two guys, two like world class guys. One a very high level world class trainer, and Pat Barry was like a world champion kickboxer and MMA guy, and now she has them, just all giving her all their attention. And so in that case, I think it's beyond lucky. I think it's that's the best of all the worlds right there. You know, so like I said, I could go half 6 of one, half done of the other, but I think in the long run, it's better to have a small group of dedicated guys that are working around you, like we did with Chuck and Glover, and we've had Cord and Tim Kennedy started at the pit, Ramsey, Steve Seiler did a lot of training at the pit. We got the Von Flue choke, started at the pit. So anyway, so I think it's 50-50.
Yeah, and John, going back into you cornering Chuck, what was your favorite? What was your favorite thing about cornering Chuck? What was something that you were always excited about when you were in that corner?
I think like his name, I gave him the name the Iceman, not because of his fighting attitude or his toughness. It was because the way he was before a fight, he was just so calm and cool, and just he was like ice. He didn't even get nervous. And since then, I've seen a couple other guys like him. Steven Seiler, number one, he's the most ice guy in a corner ever. He's playing video. This is a true story. I saw him playing video games with his opponent once the day of the fight on a video.
Wow.
The guy that went on to fight for the title, I forget his name, but he was, and it turned out where they didn't buddy during the fight. I think it was fight of the night. They beat the shit out of each other. But before the fight, they were actually playing a video game with each other. And he was that calm and collected before a fight. And Chuck was too. Glover isn't as calm, but he's just happy. He's just so happy. Every aspect of this sport and this process, he loves. He's so happy to be there. He's so grateful every step of the way. So, now she wants to go out, honey. Honey, can you hear me? Can you get her out, please? The dog wants to come in, but now he wants to go out. So anyway, yeah, he was so calm before fights. It was it was such an easy thing with Chuck. He didn't get before any aspect of the fight. Before the fight, he was just so calm and collected, like Glover's.
Yeah, and Chuck first lost his first title shot against Randy Couture. He lost, and the first title shot Glover got against John Jones, he lost. What advice did you give Glover from that time period of seeing Chuck go through that? Probably a disappointing moment for him.
I think it was relying. I think going back to his mentor, Chuck, going back to that and having him realize, Chuck did lose his first title attempt. So don't, it doesn't mean that, that's just going to be it. You'll do better in the second one. So that having that to pull from right there was, it's diamond right there. It's golden because his mentor, not only another guy, fought for the title, lost, and then came back and won. His number one mentor, Chuck Liddell, lost his first title attempt. So it was really a good lesson, and I think it resonated with Glover and helped him motivate him for the next title attempt, which he won.
Yeah, and at 42 years old, he won that championship. What do
Yeah.
you feel, in your opinion, separates Glover Teixeira from other fighters?
I think obviously genetics. There's a lot of genetics for anyone, but the things that we can control, and when I say we, I mean he, is just his training ethic. He's from the time he came into my first came into the gym. He's that guy. He's the guy that'll just work his ass off, and I mean he became an Olympic level workout guy because our workouts do mimic a lot of CrossFit. We call it CrossFit, but there are a lot of similarities, and he like picked it right up, and a lot like Court McGee. Him and Court McGee are the two most working outest guys that if they didn't do MMA, either one of them could have done CrossFit. So I think that just his love and his dedication and his for his hard physical work, and that shows in each fight.
Yeah, and Glover's got a matchup with Yuri Prochazka coming up. What do you feel is the most dangerous about Yuri?
I don't think I think he's like I think he's like a new level guy, like the new generation, where they're just good at everything. So obviously, getting caught in a submission wouldn't be good. But I think the danger comes from the blunt force trauma because that just ends it all. Bing, right? Whereas the takedowns, the wrestling, and the jiu-jitsu, two parts of the game, can be, usually can be countered or reversed or swept or something like that. Whereas the one punch, it ends right there if landed correctly. So I think that would be the number one thing to watch out for. But then I think Yuri has more tools to worry about from Glover than the other way around. So I like going into a fight like that, because putting the other person kind of, he has to worry more about the different ways that the fight will go than Glover does, I think. Even though they both do. I mean, anything can happen. I'm not saying this guy's not dangerous, but I think Glover is just more dangerous. So.
Yeah, and if Glover wins this matchup against Yuri, would you like to see Glover continue in defending that title, or do you feel that he doesn't really have anything left to prove?
Well, I don't think he has anything left to prove now. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think proving. I think he not should have. I think he could have retired after that fight and proven everything to the world already without anything else to prove. So I don't think he should fight if he wants to prove something. I think he should fight for the only reason I think any fighter should fight is it because they love it and it's in their heart.
Yeah, and you posted a photo of him in DC after he won that title. You
Yeah.
said it's one of the best photos ever. Why was that photo so special to you?
I think because it means a lot to me. Um, about Glover. I love Glover. I love my fighters. They're not. I don't have a big team, and it's a very close family. Um, so that made me happy, and it made me happy that someone like DC, he looks at Glover like a champion, and Glover is, a mentor of his or somebody that was a champion before him. He has they don't really have a close relationship, but they definitely do have some kind of chemistry as friends. So having that happen, it means a lot to me because I remember when Glover first got here back in 2000, what, 2 or 3?
2002. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome to see them embrace after that championship win. But John, something we like to talk about here on the show is gratitude. What are three things that you are grateful for in your life right now?
Number one, my health, my genetics, and my choices.
Awesome. That's it. You got had it right there. You had it right there.
'Cause I
John,
obviously go over those a lot.
yeah, that's good. That's good. John, how does that fight end? Glover, Yuri, how do you see it ending?
I've never done a prediction ever. I think Glover's going to come out ahead. I really do. Um, how that's going to, he's always full of surprises. But he's just at 42. He's like most guys are at, I'll say 28. So I don't see that as a big factor right now yet. And once it is, it is. Once it is for any fighter, it is. Then it's not going to go back. You can't unvirginize a girl, or you can't, put the toothpaste back in the tube. Once it's gone, the chin's gone, or the heart's gone, or the desire's gone. It's gone. It is not. None of that's gone for Glover yet, and not even close. He still has all the tools and conditioning being at the forefront of those tools.
John, it's amazing seeing you still in this day and age coaching somebody to a championship. Hope you have more that comes out of the pit over there. I appreciate you so much for coming on the show. We'll talk soon, of course. And anything you want to say to your fans out there?
No, man, just stay safe out there in these crazy times. Live clean, train hard, fight dirty, and don't let anyone take your lunch money.
That's right. That's right. Thanks so much, John.
All right, brother.